Hello and welcome to my video on the circle. Really easy to use. You just pick the point where it's to go and into the radius. And we've got a circle, 3 meters radius, 6 meters diameter, and it has a Z value on the vertex, so it can be used for heights. You can be given a height and using 3D work. And you can see you can read off the circumference and the area, which may be handy. You can also plot it with a diameter. Once you've picked its position, right click, select diameter, into your diameter. So the radius is 3, same as the one I just did. But there are 4 other options you can use. You'll probably really only use the center radius, but occasionally, like, the 2 point is handy, where you just pick 2 points and it draws the circle center midpoint between your 2 pick points and sets a diameter to the distance that you travelled. The next one is the 3 point. Sometimes these don't work out as much as you'd like, but you'd basically pick 3 points and it draws it to fit. The tan radius wants sort of 2 points or 2 edges and a radius to be entered. So you'd pick, say, that line, and enter a radius, and it'll draw it so it just touches these 2 boundaries, nice and snug. And the tan uses 3 edges, or 3 points, and it'll do its best to fit them. Sometimes it can't. So if I pick 3 edges, 1, 2, 3, that's gone in nicely. So it does have its uses. Like I said, I hardly ever use anything but the center radius. And the other thing to remember is when you've actually drawn something using a different setting than the one you normally use, it's now set to that setting. So if you just click circle, you're going to be using the tan again. So you just need to sort of reset that back to the radius, so when you click it, it's all back to normal. And you can just use a circle for simple measuring. I used to use it an awful lot before these later AutoCADs came out. The very early ones, it wasn't so nicely prominent, so I would just select circle and read off the radius. So this road, 6.78 meters across at that point, and something else to measure, you just move it over and read off the radius again. But its most useful sort of function for setting out is triangulation. If, for instance, I'd received this topo survey and was out on site and I'm surveying all these trees, and there's a tree here but it's not shown on the drawing, so I need to position that when I get back in the office. So out on site I would find a feature near the tree which is, you know, exists in the real world but is also on the plan. So this elevation of a neighbouring building, because the topo people normally only do the neighbouring edges that face the site, they may not have permission to go on this property, so they've got their little laser thing here set up and they would fire it at the corners of these houses. And there's a tree here, so I need to locate that. So I would stand on this corner of the building and fire my laser at the tree, make a note of the distance and stand on this corner and fire it at the tree and make a note of the distance, and carry on with the survey. So when I'm back in the office, I would then just pick a circle, lock it onto this corner, and if I measured say 13 meters to the tree, and the tree is, let's say, 1 meter diameter, so I'd take the 13 and add it onto the radius, so it's 13.5 meters to the center of the tree, and enter 13.5, and then do the same with the other corner. Let's say that was 18 meters, so I would enter 18.5, and where they cross is where the center of the tree is, and then you would just center your tree onto that crossing point. You could just take a topo tree and plonk it there for good measure, and then you delete the circles. So you've triangulated its position, and you could cover yourself with a caveat and say, you know, T whatever that is, T27 was plotted by hand laser because it wasn't on the topo. But you may not want to alienate the topo company to your client, so you might just keep quiet. It all depends on you. And that's it really. They're nice and easy to use, straightforward little entity. Bye for now.